Will you commit to supporting net zero by 2050?
Well, we're going to do a review, Pete, and I'm not going to jump to the conclusions about what that review might say. We haven't had a serious discussion about this for 4 or 5 years, so we will look at it. We'll look at, we're going to do a study into it, the economic ramifications, new technologies, what we maybe can look at that we haven't looked at as solutions before.
Well, you know that Joyce and Canavan are going to agitate if you do.
Yeah, well, look, and I look forward to that. I look forward, Matt will make a great contribution to this, as will Barnaby. I go into it with an open mind. I think we need to keep open minds with these things about solutions.
OK. Sarah, you've been patient. Thank you. So the Greens are all squared away. But you've been around longer than Larissa. Why aren't you leading?
Well, look, we've taken the decision to try and put stability in our team. Obviously, losing our leader was a great shock to everybody, and the team that we've got, Larissa as leader and Marina's deputy, and myself managing all the parliamentary business here in Canberra, means that it's the same team going forward, minus Adam. So I think we really have to. We've got a big task ahead of us now. The election means that the Greens are in sole balance of power in the Senate with a Labor government that's already looking pretty cocky, and it's our job to get outcomes, but to hold Labor to account and to take that role seriously in the Senate, and that's what I'm up for. Okay,
so if you learned anything in the election, was it to focus on local issues such as the environment rather than overseas issues, i.e. the Middle East?
Look, I think there's a lot of things to learn out of the election. We will do an election review like every other party is, of course. But I must say, as Senator for South Australia, I spent a lot of time out on the ground talking to my local community, and they want us to hold the government of the day to account, but to advocate for a safer future for the country and for our kids, and climate and environment is front and centre on that. Of course, issues like the assault on Gaza or the war in the Ukraine, human rights is something that Australians are concerned with and do want Australia to play a positive role. But yes, climate and environment continues to be the big issue for people, whether you live in the cities, in the suburbs or in the regions. And I guess to that point, I'd just say, Pete, that this decision of Susan Ley today, off the back of the ministerial reshuffle, the shadow ministerial reshuffle, to kind of put a question mark over the coalition's commitment to net zero, I think is a really, really bad sign. I think they're learning all the wrong lessons from the election. They've even changed the name of the portfolio. It seems like they're scared to say the word climate. This doesn't bode well. Okay. And a commitment to net zero is the entry ticket for any party that's serious about government.
You are right, you do hold the balance of power in the Senate now, so just on another policy, will the Greens support Labor's changes to super balances over $3 million and the taxing of profits that haven't happened?
This legislation, of course, is something that was put forward under the last Parliament. It's been through a Senate inquiry. The Greens' position on this has been really clear. We want the threshold reduced down to $2 million and indexation. I know a lot of people are worried about the issue of indexation, but we will talk to the government if and when they're ready to bring forward that legislation. There's going to be a lot of talk about what the government prioritises. If they want to bring it forward in this next sitting period, well, okay. We're open to talks.
Will you move from $2 million to $3 million, though?
The ball is in the government's court. It's their legislation. If they want to get it through, we're up for negotiation and talks. But, if there's anything to report, I'll be the first to let you know.
OK. How do you feel about that, Kevin? We'll wrap up after that.
Look, we know that's terrible policy. We've spoken about this before. I think there's only one other country in the Western world that taxes unrealised profits. It's a really dangerous policy. It's not indexed, so it's going to affect a lot of Australians. But can I just say before we wrap up, Pete, Sarah, I was barracking for you in the Greens leadership challenge because apparently you're in the most moderate faction of the Greens and you took a dead fish into Parliament. So I don't know what that says, but I was barracking for you because apparently you're the most sensible faction of the Greens. So I was with you, Sarah.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I don't know if that's the kiss of death or not, but anyway.
There you go.